Guys, how you doing?
Hey, Jason, it's Tashawn Reed from The Athletic. Just coming in, what's your approach this year? It's kind of a new beginning for you. Your first year not playing with the Cowboys. What's your mindset going into this year?
Well, first off, it's just an honor and privilege to be a Vegas Raider, be a part of this organization, have the opportunity to play for Coach Gruden, and Mark Davis, and Mike Mayock, and it's a talented young team, and I'm excited to join them. So I think when you get to this age, it's all about the fit and the role, and made a lot of sense for me. So Dallas will always be such an important part of my career, and you spend 16 years somewhere. I always have special moments there, but in this business, you got to find the right fit and opportunity, and it's made a lot of sense here in Vegas.
Hey, Jason, it's Ed Graney from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I guess it's twofold. When you came back, if someone would have told you, hey, you're going to end up in Las Vegas, what would you have thought, no matter who you played for? And two, when you did go away for the first time and you walked off that press conference, was there any percentage or hint in you that you might come back? Was there any feeling within you that, it was either really over or you might come back?
Yeah, Ed, I try to live in the moment and, make decisions with the most accurate information I can gather. And, I think that was a unique opportunity. And, I felt like I was confident in making that decision. And, I had a really good experience there in the booth. But more than that, I felt like I had more to give. I have a tremendous passion and love for the game of football, and especially at this level. And I knew fairly early in that process, that once this game's gone, that they move on, and it's a young man's game, and certainly realized that. So, I would have never thought that how it would end up. I was thankful to have that opportunity to come back and put a lot of work in, and we had a chance there. Talented team in Dallas, just came up short, but. And then I just tried to make decisions moving forward. I knew I wanted to play, felt like I could come back and, with the right fit and the right role, could still help a team win some games. And that's when the Raiders came available, and just really excited to be here and kind of dive in with this talented team. It's a lot of really talented roster. It's young, and want to come in and be a veteran presence for them. So it's been off to a good start. We got a lot of work to do.
Hey, Jason, this is Vic from The Athletic. You mentioned the fit and the role. What is the fit and what is your role with this team as you see it?
Well, I think it'll evolve as we unfold, Vic. I think right now, obviously, it's a talented tight end room, and I certainly, young in my career, had a lot of great mentors and role models, coaches and players alike that showed me the game, and can give input and try to help me take that next step. And so I think it starts with Darren Waller and what kind of year he had last year in the future, Foster Moreau, and being a young player, and I come in, and Coach Gruden's had a way with veteran players in later parts of their career, and certainly understand that. So, I'm just really excited for the opportunity, knowing that fit and role is, it's going to change, and it's going to be probably different than what I've experienced throughout my career, but be a veteran presence for this team. I think they got. I've had high standards for myself and the experiences that I've had in playing, and so much of the tight end position is kind of the all the little nuances that go in that allow you to be successful in the run game, pass protection, and route running. And I've been fortunate to stay healthy and find ways to kind of be savvy enough to still have an edge to you. And so just be there to share my experiences, certainly on the field, communicate as a veteran player, and whatever that role kind of evolves to.
It's Josh Dubow from Associated Press. Just what was the feeling like for you, just putting on a different uniform for the first time, even for practice, and how different is it being the new guy trying to fit in somewhere after so many years, welcoming other guys in?
Yeah, well, first off, Josh, I think, you play 16 years, you think you've seen it all, and then 2020 happens, and here we are having this conversation in a press conference. I think there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of challenges, and you try to roll with the punches, and, it was different, learning a new system. I feel like, Coach Gruden's is a new age condensed playbook, so I've mastered the first 1,000 pages, only got about 9,000 more to go, but it's been a good experience from that standpoint. And then obviously getting out here and coming out with some of the workouts that Derek had and getting to know some guys. And, it's a locker room still. And there's going to be changes. It is different. It's a different experience for me putting on that uniform the other day for the first time. But, I just try to make the most of those and really a lot of joy and passion to have this opportunity, to be able to play football and for this franchise in the new city. And like I said, I think it's a talented team and come in here and help and be a veteran presence in that standpoint. But, I'll have time to reflect at another point in time in my life. I've always felt like you live in the now, you hold yourself to high standards, you compete, and all that stuff works itself out. So it's been a really neat experience for me.
Hey, Jason, this is Kyle Martin with Raiders.com. I'm curious for your thoughts on Coach Gruden, just his personality, his ability to fire up a locker room, and what your perspective on him through the years from a distance.
Well, I got a lot of respect for Coach Gruden. I knew him as a coach in Tampa, played against him. Obviously, know his offensive mind and how he goes about it. I had a lot of respect from him from afar. Then having the opportunity to go in the Monday night booth, a lot of the people that he worked with shared some of their experiences, had a couple conversations with Coach in regards to that. And then now coming here, he's a brilliant coach. He brings the juice every day, great communicator, lays out expectations for his team, how he's handled the COVID and the meetings, very upfront. I thought he's been very professional and just he has high standards for what he wants, and it's been really neat for me to kind of dive in there, learn a new system of offense, and just the process that it goes through of the offensive scheme and what all entails, and in my situation, wanting to know it and kind of bridging that gap of not really having an off season, but then being a veteran player that needs to know what to do and can play a lot of different roles in that offense. So really talented, great communicator, and brings the juice. So got a lot of respect for him as a coach and the reason why he's had the success he has, and really thrilled to be a part of this program that he's building here in Vegas.
Hey, Jason, Paul Gutierrez here from ESPN. With yourself, Malik Collins, Jeff Heath, Daniel Ross, even Rod Marinelli. Is there a certain Cowboys West feeling to this roster, and how much more comfortable does that make a guy? You've seen it all in the league, but that's got to make it for a nice landing spot for the other guys as well, I would imagine, with the familiarity factor.
Yeah, I think, just when you come over and you have Rich Bisaccia, who's with us in Dallas, and of course, Coach Marinelli, who worked with Coach Gruden in Tampa. I think it helps because those guys and what they're about, and when you're going through this transition, you can call them or ask them certain things. But I have a lot of respect for those coaching staff. Coach Marinelli is just he's a football junkie, and he'll come in here and help this defensive line, talented group. Another guy that just loves football, and I have tremendous passion for that, to be around guys that exhaust himself every day on football and finding an edge. It's been really neat to experience that. And some of those guys that you shared earlier, just to be able to have so much experiences with them, you can draw on it as you enter a new team and kind of lean on one another as you make this transition.
Hey, Jason, Vinny Bonsignor with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. You mentioned that this is a young team. And Mike Mayock and Jon Gruden have talked a lot about targeting and acquiring conscientious, high-character players. From your vantage point, have you seen that in your interactions with this team? And how important is that when you're building a culture and building a championship caliber team?
Well, Vinny, it's vital. And this league's too hard. Regardless of how talented you are, I was able to share with the guys. Coach Gruden gave me the opportunity to speak to the team the other day, and that's what I said. It's just it's a hard league, it's a hard game, and we all play with talented teams that probably didn't perform and have the success that they wanted to at different times, because you got to be on the screws every single day. But my experience with this team, it's a young team. They're talented. The way they work in walkthroughs, communication, energy, and really just trying to get better every single day. That's in line. That's the thing that I look for. When I go to a team, is just, are they trying to improve? Do they have the self-confidence to be critical themselves? Do they want to be coached? You know, are they bummed when it didn't work out exactly the way they wanted to? Those are all things you want to do because, you know, the margin for error is so small in this league. That's how you have to approach it. And, you know, I'm blown away by, you know, their skill set. You can see it. And they've done a good job of evaluating that guys. I've also seen guys that love football, work hard, accountable. So it's been to a good start, you know, and as you transition into pads and kind of go to phase 2 and then phase 3 and get closer to the season, you know, they're going to have success and they're going to have adversity as well. And how you respond to that will dictate how this season goes. But there's strong leaders inside this locker room. You know, I just seen it on the offensive side of the ball with Rodney and of course Derek, and how they communicate and their understanding of this system. You know, it's been a great resource for new players, young players alike to talk through those things. And that's when good teams turn into great teams. And that's what Coach Gruden and his staff trying to build. And I see 100% buy-in from the players.
Jason, did you think or did you want to return to Dallas? Was there a chance you could return there? What was it? What happened, I guess, is my question.
Yeah, I mean, there was talks of that. You know, I mean, I think anytime you have coaching changes and a new program being built, you know, that's part of this business. So, you know, obviously I had a great relationship over 16, 17 years there with the Jones family, and very honest and very upfront. And, of course, with Mike. And look, that's a talented team. But, you know, this was a unique opportunity for me as well to come here and really, you know, I'm invigorated by this challenge and where I'm at in my career. And like I said, it made a lot of sense from the fit and the role and the presence that I could have. And I didn't really overthink it, you know, just a great opportunity and go in there and compete. And I'm very fortunate for that. And I'll challenge myself to play at a high level, even at where my age is. And, you know, it's been a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, Jason, Jerry McDonald from the Bay Area News Group again. I'm curious if your observations of Derek Carr. You know, you played with Tony Romo for a long time and Dak Prescott most recently, and your observation of the hold he has on this team and his leadership skills. And I guess the second part of it is, what's the limit for Darren Waller?
Well, in regards to Derek, I mean, I've really been impressed. You know, I mean, just first off from the Zoom meetings for most of the offseason, you know, it's a rigorous process that Coach Gruden puts them through. I'm sure you guys are well aware of that, but his recall, the ability to get to certain plays, you know, he's got great control and command of this system, which I think that's where it starts. In regards to with the guys, he's constantly communicating. You know, you can feel a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Feels like he's got a lot to prove. The communication, what he wants out of the routes, changing the protections. And when you have turnover like that, I know from myself and Nelson Aguilar and some of the other guys, he's just constantly giving you that information how they want it, right? It's not how you used to do it or the way, you know, it's a group effort. And hey, listen, this is what we're thinking. Can really sling it. Been impressed by his ability to, you know, throw it and accurately and, you know, lead you and kind of see it the same way you do as a receiver. Impressed by his ability to get outside the pocket and create with his legs. That's been impressive to see. So I just think, you know, the sky's the limit for him. And I think he's well on his way of how he's going about this all season and now showing up to camp. In regards to Darren, there is no limit on what he can accomplish in this league. You know, he's still a young player. I've watched a lot of his tape from a year ago, and you know, he's big, he's long, he's athletic, he's extremely fast, but he's just got great feel and understanding. And a lot of that part of playing the tight end position, you know, you want size, you want speed, you want all those things, but, you know, how do you get open when maybe the coverage doesn't say you should get open? And that's where the tricks you have to master. And you see the way he studies it and what he wants out of this year and his career. It's you know, I think he's going to be a star. He already is a star, but I don't think there's a limit to what he can achieve in this league at the tight end position.
2 more questions, guys.
Hey, Jason, it's Scalco Baranson with Raider Nation Radio. You talked about the work ethic and sort of what you're seeing out of your offensive unit. What about personality? You know, you guys haven't been able to spend a lot of time together except for virtual and the off-season workouts out here at the parks. What are you learning about your teammates and that offensive unit that tells you a little bit about what you might see this coming season?
Well, you know, when it's time to work, guys work, you know, and when it's time to get together. We've had some different Zoom meetings that have given us an opportunity to get to know guys maybe a little bit off the field, where you're from, tell us about your family and your experience. And, that's what I've tried to do, is just when you want to come in and have a veteran presence, you got to, share with guys, and you got to be open to that. And I think inside of a locker room, a lot of that just kind of happens pretty natural, when you have good guys with no ego and want to achieve something special, you got to approach it that way. So I've been blown away by that approach of just very open, very gracious, sharing their experiences. I think Coach Gruden's created an environment that's allowed for that, get to know the guy a little bit. And it's a challenge for the entire league right now, and with all the that's going on, to be able to, that's a big part of playing in this league. You got to be able to trust the guy beside you, and know that he's what he's about, and you can count on him at critical times. And I think for the new guys coming in here, understanding what that standard is, and then try to, put your own little twist on it and your experiences and share that. So I think that's been a good experience for us, and I think it'll only continue to grow as now that we're together.
Hey, Jason, how are you? Willie Ramirez with Las Vegas Associated Press. I'm curious, you spent your entire career with one of the most prestigious organizations in professional sports.
Right.
Now you come to Las Vegas, and you mentioned being reinvigorated. When you see the facility out there, does that entice you even more and make you excited to progress, being able to do more starting Wednesday and get to hitting? And when you see the things that maybe the facility offers, just, top notch, can you just speak on that and how that's maybe got your mindset going and to continue your career, and maybe just touch on the facility itself and compare it to what you're used to?
Yeah, it's created a buzz. There's an energy from this facility, from this city, this community. I think, you feel it when you come in here. First, it's first class. They didn't miss a beat with all the details of going in there to providing a great opportunity. I think that says a lot about, from ownership, the message being sent to the players, and from the COVID testing to the people that reached out to assist with where you want to live. And I mean, it's been first class, and that's been a good experience. And, I'm coming from, as you said, a kind of the, maybe the leader of first class and how you do it in the Dallas Cowboys. So I had great experience there. So there's a buzz with that. And I think that's a challenge for the players to understand kind of, what's been provided here, an opportunity, and don't take it for granted. It's not like this everywhere. And certainly I'm fortunate to be a part of it, and was one of the things that went through my thought process of, hey, what a neat opportunity this is to be able to experience something like this. And so, and even some of the veteran players that have been a part of this franchise for their entire careers, you feel it from them too. Of, man, this is really neat. To be on the big stage and to have this type of facility. There was not a stone left unturned when they built it, and so I commend Mr. Davis and their staff for giving the players this type of opportunity. And you feel the buzz when you walk in.
Okay, thank you, everyone.